Welcome to Golf Mobility Pro, Season 2, Episode 8. In this episode, we're gonna help you prepare your body and golf swing to hit that draw and get away from those over-the-top motions.
To avoid hitting over the top, we want to think of mobilizing the hips while also stabilizing the lower body. Stand as though you would at address, with feet underneath the hips, bending into the knees, and sitting back as though you're sitting in a chair. Bring your hands to your hips, or if you need help with balance, you can hold on to a golf club. As you bend into your knees, think about pressing your feet down through the ground, almost like you're trying to drive your weight all the way through the floor. As you continue to press down, drag your feet away from one another without actually moving them. As you do this, you may feel the outer muscles of the legs and the hips begin to activate. As you hold that power, shift your weight into one leg, letting the opposite foot hover above the floor just a couple of inches. You'll hold here for about 3 to 5 seconds before lowering the foot down, shifting your weight to the other leg, and repeating on the other side. You'll repeat this exercise about 5 to 8 times on each leg. From here, we'll come into a dynamic single leg balance. Shifting your weight onto one leg, place the opposite foot on your calf. Again, if you're working on your balance, you can have your club connected to the ground for support. Your first step here is to bring the knee into the center line and then open it out again. So you're working on balance while also improving hip mobility. If you feel good here and you want to take it one step further, lift your club out in front of you. As you bring your knee in, the upper body will rotate over that lead leg, and then you'll return everything back to the starting position, keeping your gaze forward so that you're also working on neck mobility. Repeat about 5 to 8 times before switching sides.
My name is Josiah Singletary. I'm an assistant golf professional here at Quaker Ridge Golf Club, and I'm here today to give you 3 keys on how to hit a draw. Our first key to hitting a draw is getting the ball back in our stance. A lot of times players get the ball too far forward, and that's going to allow you to cut the ball. To draw, we want to hit the inside of the ball, so we need the ball more back in our stance. Now that we got the ball back in our stance, it's time for our second key. For right-handed golfers, we want to set up to the right. For left-handed golfers, we want to set up to the left. This being key, for a right-handed golfer, the ball starts to the right and curves to the left to hit a draw. For left-handed golfers, it starts to the left and curves to the right. We want to do this with our feet, our hips, our shoulders. Everything needs to set up to the right for right-handed, left for left-handed golfers. Now that we got the ball back in our stance and we're setting up to the right or to the left of the target, we want to make sure we open up our trail side. This includes your hip, your rib cage, and your shoulders. You want to get your trail arm as deep behind you and wide as much as you can. For right-handed golfers, it's your right side. For left-handed golfers, it's your left side. Really get deep to hit the inside of that golf ball.
In order to be able to come from the inside out, we're gonna need a little bit of separation between our lower body and our upper body. Our upper body needs to have enough strength to be able to control and resist the rotation as you go back and then as you follow through. So what we're gonna do to help improve that is attach a band to something sturdy. In this case, you can kind of see I attached it to a strong fence, and you're gonna just loop it around that object. And what you're gonna do from here is you're gonna grip it like a motorcycle. Arms are about shoulder width apart, and you're gonna get in a golf stance. Keeping your lower body still and arms straight, you're gonna tilt your shoulder closest to the band, lower than the shoulder furthest away from the band. Make sure that the shoulders do not rotate parallel to the ground and that the center of the band between your hands stays in line with the center of your chest. This is gonna simulate the golf swing and help get you that resistance that you need from your torso to be able to separate the lower and upper body. You're gonna do this for both sides. And then after that, you're gonna keep the band in the same position and you're gonna loop the band around your shoulder. You're probably gonna have to go a little further out, and then you're gonna go in golf stance. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate back just like you would in a golf swing. So the hips are gonna turn and the shoulders are gonna turn to the full amount that you do in your golf swing. It's really important to make sure that there's an angle downward as you rotate back and as you stay back. Do not let the shoulders go horizontal to the ground as you do this movement. When you go over the top, there tends to be no separation with the lower and upper body on the transition of the downswing. So this exercise is going to help you transition into the downswing a little bit better by clearing the hips first, and then eventually once the hips clear, your shoulders will be able to rotate through and it will be a lot easier to drop the club down to the inside of the shot.
Dr. Matthew Meyers here from Velocity Sports Medicine, here to give you your sports medicine tip. Most golfers come into my office when they do present foot pain. It's not typically your strains, sprains like you would see in a lot of lateral motion athletes. It's a lot more plantar fasciitis, tightness in the base of the foot, in the arch of the foot, where patients will start to get pain in the bottom of the heel, which is irritating basic motions such as walking or stepping, but also any pivoting that you're doing with golfing can create some very focused pain. One of the big things that we try to do with our patients is to loosen up the bottom of that plantar fascia, stretch through the muscles such as the Achilles and the calf to get patients better mobility and better longevity in that plantar fascia.
Thank you for watching this episode of Golf Mobility Pro. If you like it, please subscribe if you haven't already and tell a friend. And if you want more, check out our Ultimate Golf Fitness Program, a 12-week program to help you improve mobility, strength, and power. Check it out at the link below.